Well, here's the video celebrating 5 years. Fuel Pasión podcast, specifically here on YouTube. If you're watching on IG, head on over, like and subscribe. But here's the one thing that has kept me going, and Kobe Bryant said it best. The moment that you give up is the moment that you let someone else win. Let's talk about it. All right. Shout out to Miguel for this gift. I appreciate you so much. My name is Noan El Boricua, and I have been your host here on Fuel Pasión podcast for the past 5 years. Oye, mi gente, 5 años. That is crazy. It is crazy because something that I had asked a while ago if there was something you would want me to touch on in this particular episode. What is it that you would want for me to talk about? And a couple of you, like literally 2 people, actually responded. And one of them is, what would I tell my younger self? I think that video, that's going to be a really long video. I'm trying to make this video quick. Because for many people that are watching this, maybe you found this video because you have finally decided to start a podcast. Maybe you finally decided to do a video podcast, because if you're watching this on YouTube or on Instagram, or maybe you're watching it on Spotify, whatever platform that looks like, yes, this eventually became a video podcast. Can I be honest? This originally was a video to be able to help curate my skill set as a storyteller, as a communicator, because I love to be immersed in cultura. I love to speak about growing in faith, and I love to just bring the importance of why conexiones, networking, is so vital for all of us. It doesn't matter if you're an entrepreneur, a professional, a student, in a relationship, work in the community, you go to church, it doesn't matter. Connections, networking, it's all about our tribe, our familias across all regions. And look, the reason why I started a podcast was because, shout out to Najia and Inda, was because they said, look, Noan, if you are going to go into comms or communication or one day go into marketing, you got to be able to tell stories. You got to be able to make authentic connections. So that's why this podcast is built on those 3 things, where we talk about different things of culture, different things when it comes to faith, let it be religious or just like motivational things, and talking about how I'm always well connected within community, because that's what life is about. It's about seeking out those that are the greatness and great at doing different things and bringing them into your inner circle, and you as well to go into other people's inner circles. So that's what this podcast was created. It was created to help me get better at talking. I know that's kind of crazy to say that. It was created so that I can see my demographics, so that I can see what it takes when it comes to downloads, analytics, how do we drive results, how do we curate particular stories. All of that was to help me to be able to land a job one day, which, to be honest, it's not even about that anymore. It's really about learning how to just be a great speaker and to be able to make the key connections that are vital. So here are 3 things that I want you to walk away with of me celebrating these 5 years. Number 1, it's hard. I mean, it's really hard to keep the attention of people, even for just 2 minutes. And I think that I chose to go the hard route because I didn't want to cop out. Look, I believe in being genuine, authentically, and relational for me. That's who I am. And that's what I strive to do every single day. And I didn't want to just talk about topics that are out there. I didn't want to talk about things that are already, things that people already do to get the clicks and the likes. I could have gone that route. But clearly this podcast, if you're watching it, is because you understand where I'm coming from. And clearly it's been hard. I mean, I don't even have 500 subscribers on YouTube. And I thought at least I could average 100 new subscribers a year. So 5 years in, I thought I would be at 500 subscribers, but it's clearly a lot harder. It comes down to your videos. It comes down to audio. It comes down to what you're talking about. but more importantly, is it value for the listener and for the viewer? So one of the first things I'll tell you, that if you're trying to start a podcast, understand it is hard. And you don't need the lights. You don't need a particular studio. Look, all I did was change an angle and have some lights that I use for work. And that's the aesthetic that I have. Usually I'm talking in front of my bookshelf. And that's how I started. But I also understood that, look, even just with a camera, you'll be okay to start with, like an iPhone camera. That's all you need. Because outside of that, it's about editing. It's about making sure you feel good about your story. And it's about understanding how do you edit that down. So I would say that's the number one thing. It's hard, but it being hard, it allows you to like fine tune the thing. The second thing I would tell you, that if you're going to start a podcast and you're at a moment like me where you're celebrating 5 years, I think the one thing is be intentional. No, wait, erase the word. Be consistently intentional. Meaning, like, if you're going to post once a day, post once a day for like ever. If you're going to post 2 times a week, be consistent. Post 2 times a week. And if you're going to post every week or 2 weeks, be consistent. Why? Because then your viewers, your listeners can understand that that's your algorithm, that they can always tap in and to be able to learn something from you. I think that's really key. And I think for me, I was consistent. It was every single Friday at a particular time. Always made sure. But then I found out that it wasn't as intentional though. So I then said, well, maybe I could post it on Saturday. And if you guys ever really paid attention on my intro video, it literally says Saturday vlog. And that clearly went out the window. So I clearly have to update that video. But all this to say, if you are intentional and you are consistent, what's the thing that you come out of that? You have a consistent audience. You have people that are willing to tap in and really learn. And look, one of the things I found out is that usually every summer, I consistently speak on books that I've read. So as we're getting close to Memorial Weekend at the time of this recording and going into the summer months, I'm excited because there are some books that I've read that I can't wait to recap and to suggest and take some of the learnings and how they're applicable in my life when it comes to family, career, and community. That's something. So again, number one, it's hard to start. Number two, be intentionally consistent. Like, just do that. And the last thing for you, if you're going to start a podcast or you're just here to celebrate and just hear me out, look, the third thing I'm going to say, get after it. Like get after that win. Because I think a lot of times we get discouraged as people of people that are content creators, people that are producing or writing. It's really hard. But can I just tell you, because I've been so consistently going after what I want to do at the craft of now making this a thing, right, is understanding that I've actually learned a lot of things about me. I've learned that I don't like to take photos of myself. I actually don't like to be in front of the camera. I'm actually more excited to write down and storytell a timeline and then to be able to present it to you. I've learned that I actually like quietness. It's crazy. I'm Puerto Rican. I'm loud. I'm passionate. I get it. But I get that way because it's the moments that allows me to be silent and in my faith to be able to listen to God so that I can learn and that I can be able to be immersed in His love. And not only that, but I also learned about myself that sometimes, just sometimes, life gets a little bit better. You heal. Look, I've shared it on here so many times. The fact that I've reconnected with my mom's side of the family. The fact that I've had a chance to see cousins and just family members and, friendships, and to be able to meet some amazing, dope people, both at my job and even just in community. That's why I just get after it. I think a lot of times we just, what's the saying? Would've, could've, should've. It's not about that. Shoot your shot. Just try it. Look, I don't know what you maybe been wanting to do for the longest time. Get after it. Get that win. Just go for it. Because you're going to learn a lot about yourself. And that's what I've done. So, for the friend that said, give yourself some advice that you would give to your 20-year-old self, I would say exactly that. Life is hard. but you're going to get some great lessons. As you live your life in your 20s, be intentional and be consistent, and learn the skill sets that come through that. And lastly, just go for it. Look, tomorrow's not guaranteed. It's just not. So, I want to say thank you to everyone that has supported on Instagram. I know on Instagram, a lot of people watch the video. I want to say thank you. But I'm going to give you a couple things that are going to happen that we're going to be changing around. And I probably should have put the AC on because it's actually really hot in here. But I want to wrap this video up on a good note. I'm going to be changing this up. I have still pending for y'all 3 more episodes of Latin Legacy. Okay? I got these episodes that I got to give you. I'm going to do that. After that, you're going to see the changing of a guard here. I will still be hosting this, but I'm going to give it a different flair. I'm going to have different segments for different days. I'll be touching on career, but I'll still be touching everything around cultura, faith, and conexiones. So that's still going to be there. And I did say there's going to be some merch coming, so stay tuned. But if you can do anything for me, I would love to get some of this energy on YouTube. I have a big vision and a big goal of a legacy moment that I want. And I think a big part of that is really driving some traffic towards a YouTube channel. So I'm going to throw it up here again. If you can head on over, go in the link. If you could just consider to subscribe and forward this, I would truly, truly, really appreciate that. Fuel Pasión podcast is going to go in a pretty unique direction. I hope that you can enjoy the ride. And yeah, I don't want to say too much on that, but we're going to change some things. I'm excited because of the fact that 5 years later, I'm excited to see what God has in store for Fuel Pasión for the next 5. Muchas gracias, como siempre. I want to say thank you specifically to the Smith family for really helping kind of jumpstart all this. I want to say thank you to Zombie Act Designs, who created the logo. I want to give a shout out to Najia and Endo for pushing me to get on this platform of getting in front of all of you. I want to give a super special thanks really to my wife and my 2 sons for just supporting every step of the way. This is what it's about, and I'm excited. So for those of you that, if this is your first time, you're still watching this, I hope you understand where I'm coming from. Because we immerse in cultura, we grow in faith, and we constantly make these conexiones. Check us out, fuelpasionpodcast.com, for some of the past episodes so you can catch up and get to know me a little bit more. But more than anything, muchas gracias de lo profundo de mi corazón. Y como dice mi abuelita, que Dios te bendiga.